Explore Electronics YouTube channel. In the previous video, we have already completed Module 2 Model Question Paper questions with solution. In today's video, we are going to deal with Module 3 questions, that is 5A, 5B, 5C and 6A, 6B, 6C. Let us go through that. First, A question, and this question is asked for 8 marks. Like before starting answering the question, please read the question properly, then see the marks allotted for that question. If 8 is allotted, then you need to write means little extra. If 6 marks is allotted, then you have to concise and write means you have to write every important points and you have to write. So read the question properly and see the allotted marks for that question. Based on that, you write the answer. So you can manage the time so that you can answer for all questions. Fine. Here they have asked for 8 marks. This question is asked for how many marks? 8 marks. Define an array. How a single dimensional and two dimensional arrays are declared and initialized. Illustrate with suitable example. First one is definition. An array is a collection of elements of same data type stored in contiguous memory location. Contiguous is nothing but a continuous memory location. All elements are accessed using a common name and subscript, that is index. Always its indexing starts with 0. An array helps in storing multiple values using a single variable name. This reduces coding length. Next, they have asked like single dimensional and two dimensional array, declaration and initialization. First, we go with one dimensional array or single dimensional array. It stores element in a linear form and it is mainly used to store lists such as marks, salaries and numbers. Now, when it comes to declaration, this is the syntax. Data type, array name, and in the square brackets, we will mention size of an array. Example C, the data type here considered as int, array name as A, and array size is 5. This is declaration. When it comes to initialization, here at the time of declaration only, you can initialize the values. Means if you consider array size as 5, then here only you can initialize the values. Means list what are the values you are going to take. Or else without specifying size. See here I have not specified size. I have listed the elements. It automatically consider the size of that array. Fine. This is about initialization. Then accessing elements. Elements are accessed using index value. See, A of 0 is 10 and A of 1 is 20. First element always starts with index 0 and last element is index size minus 1. Fine. This is a programming example that is for 1D array. See, this declares a 100 integer array and here we have used for loop. Means to load X with the values 0 through 99 and this is for display. This is for loading and this is for displaying. Next is two-dimensional array. Now we have completed 1D. Next is 2D. 2D means C supports multi-dimensional array. The simplest form in that is 2D. And to declare a two-dimensional array integer d of size 10, 20, you would write int d 10, 20. Similarly, to access a point means here it is a declaration. Now, if you want to access a point, then you will use d1 bracket then 2. Here is an example, programming example. See here, this is for loading the values. Now, this two for loops are for printing purpose, right? Totally 4 for loops are used in two-dimensional arrays. See here are stored in row column matrix where left index indicates row and right indicates the column. Means if we consider two brackets, the first one is considered as row and the second one will be considered as column. See the same thing in the tab, like in pictorial representation they have given. You can include this too. 2D initialization using row-wise grouping. See B of 2 and 2. I have initialized with 1, comma 2 and 3, comma values without row grouping. Here C have grouped, right? 1, comma 2 and 3, comma 4. I have used again curly braces inside curly braces. Now I don't want that. That like also we can initialize. How? In this way we can initialize. And next one is accessing elements. Elements are accessed using two indices. Here, the same way. It remains the same. That's all about the fifth A question. Next is fifth B question. Define variable length array. Illustrate how variable length array is different from a static array. In C89 dimensions must be declared using a constant expression. Thus, in C89 version, the size of an array is fixed at compile time. However, this is not the case of C99. It adds powerful new feature to array, that is variable length. Means first we will learn about means we will write about variable length, then we will explain how it is different from the static array. Here you can declare array whose dimensions are specified by any valid expression. Include those value is known only at the runtime. This we call it as variable length array. Here is an example of a variable length array. Now that's about variable length array. Now static array. Here static array is an array whose size is fixed at a compile time. That one is at runtime. The size must be constant value. Here it is supported by all standards, means C89 version 99 and C11. Here is an example for static array. Now how variable length array is different from static array? I have tabulated in my table. Here see size is decided at runtime, but here compile time. And here the size can change, but it is fixed. And it is introduced in C99. The new feature was added, right? That is this one. And static array, it is supported in all C versions and declared using variables, and this is declared using constant size. Only local variables are allowed in variable length array. But in case of static array, it can be a local or global also. The next question is fifth C. The question is develop a C program to swap the values of two integer variables using pointers. The marks allotted for this question is 6 marks. And for previous question also 6 marks was allotted. Here first only we have included function here. This is header file and main function is written here. First int AB. Now we have to enter two integers in this one, and the next one is swap ampersand A and ampersand B. Here swap, it calls this function and performs the operation, means swapping of two integer variable to store. Temporarily we are using another variable called temp, like temporary storage. After swapping, it comes back and display and stop the program. This is a simple program to swap the values, that is two integer variables. Next question is 6a. Define a pointer. How do you declare and initialize pointers in C? Explain accessing array elements using a pointer. The marks allotted for this question is 8 marks. Right? 8 marks. Now, for 8 marks, you have to answer. First, they have asked define a pointer. Pointer is a variable that stores memory address of another variable. Like instead of storing data directly, it stores the location where the data is stored. And pointers also provide efficient memory access and are widely used in arrays, functions, and also in dynamic memory allocation. They help in passing arguments by reference to function. Next, declaration. The declaration of pointer. Pointer is declared using asterisk operator. You can see syntax here, data type, asterisk, and pointer's name. Here are some of example data type. It may be int, float, or character. Pointer's name, P, F, P, C, P. You can consider any name. It depends on a user, means a programmer. Then initialization of pointers. A pointer is initialized by assigning it to the address of the variable, that is using address of, that is ampersand symbol. If star is mentioned, it is considered as value. If ampersand is used, then address. It indicates address. Please make a point this. The syntax is pointer name is equal to ampersand variable name. See, int the data type x star p and the 10 and ampersand x. These are some of examples. Accessing array elements using a pointers. In C, the array name itself acts as a pointer to the first element of the array. Pointer arithmetic is used to access array elements. Here are examples. Int a of 5, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now, to access elements using a pointer, see p plus 0, 10. For 20, plus 1. For 30, plus 2. Like that, we use the statement. This is equivalent to a of 0, a of 1, a of 2, 3, and 4. Right? And the next question is 6th B. That is, show with a suitable program how a single dimensional array can be passed to a function. And the marks allotted for this question is 6 marks. Right? Here in C, you cannot pass entire array as an argument to function. However, you want to pass a pointer to an array by specifying the array name without an index. Here is an example. C int I of n function of I. If a function receives a pointer to single dimensional array, you can declare its formal parameter in three ways. The first one is as a pointer, as a sized array, and unsized array. Let us see. Let us see one by one. See here, all three declaration methods produce similar result because each tells the compiler that an integer pointer is going to be received. Here, the first one is using a pointer. See, I have used a pointer here. Next, second one is using a sized array, right? See, I have mentioned size here. And third one is in the final version we have used unsized array, means I have not mentioned anything, it is empty. This is a programming example to show how a single dimensional array can be passed to a function, right? The next question is 6th C. Develop a C program that reads n integer, stores them in an array, and calculates the sum of all array elements. The marks allotted for this question is marks. Let us go to the program first. The same thing remains the same. Here you will enter number of elements, and here initially only the sum is initialized to 0. Then later it adds each array element to sum using this for loop, and later at last it displays the sum and stops the program. Right? Okay guys, that completes module 3 model question paper questions with solution. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe to Explore Electronics YouTube channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.